all that wonderful stuff. Now, I want to talk to you very briefly.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit in the green room about the advance of technology. In Israel, I really don't need to bring a camera. I'm bringing my new phone. It's a Galaxy 10 Plus. Which, yeah, lots of numbers. Stuff.
How many cameras do you have on that phone? 8, 9, 10?
6 total. It has six cameras.
Oh my
So
God.
it has 4 in the front and 2 in the 4 in the back and 2 in the front for taking selfies. So the idea of multiple cameras that it gives you depth perception and all that stuff. But
You must look so fetching with your
I mean, I always look fetching no matter how many cameras are pointed at me. But here comes the question that I pop to you. It's not the one you want, but it's when you were 22 years old.
Yeah.
And you were off in the seminary. I'm sure you were thinking about advancement of human technology.
Right.
With the sentence, when I fly out to Israel, I'm going to bring my phone, which has 6 cameras. Right. And that would be a sentence that makes sense.
Right. When I went to Rome, I said, I'm going to bring my pencil and my pen and my legal pad. That's what it is.
But I mean,
I didn't even have a tape recorder.
Or did you bring a typewriter? How about one of those?
No, there was a community typewriter where you had to take.
You had to share the community.
We took a vow of poverty. We weren't allowed to own anything at all.
So okay, you commie. So I
also took a vow of chastity, and that's against communism. So
Fair enough. I want to ask you, what were your thoughts on technological development in your day when you were my age? And then I'll share by giving my thoughts on technological development now, and we'll compare notes.
Well, the first technology I ever used when I was 5 years old, I strung two empty tomato cans with string, and I made a radio broadcast to my aunts and uncles who were in the living room during Christmas. That was my first technological experience whatsoever when I was 5.
Breakthrough.
Right. But all through high school, I actually did own a typewriter then, and that was it. We also had carbon paper. We also had mimeograph. If people remember what a mimeograph was, we didn't have photocopies at the time. And a mimeograph was you typed your document on this blue sort of stencil film, a membrane, and the crash of the letters would create a stencil. Then you would put the stencil into a drum and coat it with ink, and then you would turn this crank and it would make copies of your document.
That way all the dinosaurs can know what the news of the day is.
We had a special edition for dinosaurs. We had a special morning edition.
So if that was top of the line consumer technology, where did you imagine it would go and develop?
Well, okay, so what really happened was in high school they made tape recorders available. Yeah, tape recorders, and I had one was called a Wallenstock. It weighed about 50 pounds. It took 2 strong Nubian naked.
I was thinking like the handhold, tape recorder, but silly me, stupid. 50 pounds, okay.
Yeah, 50 pounds, yeah. And then when the Walkman came out, remember the Sony Walkman revolutionized people's ability to listen to music with the CD player, and then he made several.
Cassette player.
We then had cassette players, but we also had 8-track. Now in the 70s, 8-track tape down. You'll have to Google this because you don't know.
Well, that's why I'm talking to you. I don't have to Google this nonsense.
So in other words, I have seen every technological advance since the tin cans with the string, all the way through to your 6-camera whiz bang selfie.
It's called a smartphone. Smartphone.
Yeah.
But I'll take it from here. I mean, some people call my generation the I generation because lowercase I symbolizing how we've grown up with the iPhone and the iPad and all these Apple products. Right. And generally speaking, Generation Z has grown up with the internet. That's all we've known. We didn't really know what. I'm kind of on the verge, so I still remember VHS tapes. I remember twisting them around back with your thumb and all. I remember all that. Right. So I'm at that age where I can definitely appreciate streaming, and the convenience of the internet, and the convenience of email and all these other great things.
Right.
I think that the consensus seems to be that the next frontier in technological development will be with AI. Nobody really knows what AI does or what it's for or whatever. We just know it's the next big thing. We don't know what's going to happen.
Right. For those of you in Santa Bumpkin, AI means artificial intelligence. So
yes. Or any of you boomers out there
Well, you know what really drove the technological breakthroughs at a very rapid rate was pornography.
What?
Pornography, yeah. Back when VHS was competing with Beta, these were two different platforms for video reproduction, and VHS won that battle. Although Beta from Sony was a much superior quality, you couldn't fit as much footage on the Beta cassettes as you could on the VHS cassettes.
I thought
it was driven by people's overwhelming concern for porn. They couldn't consume enough porn. Now, of course, we have the internet where you don't even need any device, except your hand. But that's the only thing that you need to really enjoy internet porn.
I thought this was some analogy to the Laserdisc, but whatever.
Well, that was another development that failed, though. That nobody.
Oh yeah. That had nothing to do with porn, though, did it?
Yeah, they tried.
Of course. Oh, how stupid of me! Of course it did.
And the reason for that was because of the clarity and the definition. But people realized, hey, I don't really need high definition to get off on porn. I don't need that. And it was expensive. There's this very expensive system. And they were bulky, big discs like that. And who wants to carry that shit around?
Oh yeah, well triple X, big giant label, so everyone can see what they're carrying.
When my first computer was
How is it that no matter what we talk about, you always bring it back to porn?
But you were the one who was talking about the effects of technology on society. I'm just pointing something out. That's all.
I mean, how much do you really think porn was a proponent of innovation?
I think it still is. I think it's still driving technology.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying a drive, but the big drive. Are you saying that it's the biggest drive?
Well, no. War is the biggest propellant for technologies.
Porn number two is porn number two.
Porn would be number two. War and porn.
Okay.
That's in my view. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look at you're going to go to Israel. You're going to make a lot of videos for all the people. You have your own YouTube channel. You're going to interview people. You now are on the same level as Walter Crankcase was from CBS News back in the 60s.
I still don't have his Walter Crankcase's or Cronkite's viewership. And I don't have the viewership of a bad porn site. Okay, but I thank you. I guess I thank you for thinking that I'm a low level porn star. I guess.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're.
Thanks. I was just trying to talk about technology here and all that. What do you think about VR, virtual reality?
Oh, now that's a good topic. As you know, we have a mutual friend, Mikhailo Klein, who was an early theorist about virtual reality, but it really has not come to fruition as of yet.
You say that now, but there are some games I have played them with friends' house. It's pretty much what you'd want it to be. Your wildest wet dream imagination. It's pretty much there. Granted, only upper middle class people can afford it, but for $800 or so, which is not cheap.
Oh, they've got the price down to $800?
Yeah, but
last time I looked, it was like $3,000, for a good system.
Yeah, well, I mean, about now $800, the whole works, 1 or 2 games, know. Okay. I mean, it's very much on the cornerstone. It's to the point where some prisons will be using it to train inmates how to live in the real world. Some police departments are using it to train police officers in situations. It's having practical. I mean, aside from it's really fun and really cool.
Yeah,
it actually has real life applications that are being used.
Yeah,
and we haven't even scratched the surface on the philosophical implications because I guess you wanted to talk about porn instead.
Right.
But nevertheless. I'm so excited because it feels as though, and I say this as a 22-year-old, all of the major material problems, death, disease, all those things, poverty, they seem to be increasingly irrelevant. Climate change, they all seem to be completely irrelevant with the incredible advance of incredible technology.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So obviously there's philosophical, metaphysical
Well, I
ramifications.
would like to bring out one thing that Marshall McLuhan, in his book "The Medium is the Message" in the
Make it quick.
1963,
Make it quick.
he said that the rate at which technology improves is cut in half every 5 years.
Yeah, that's really how it feels like.
Yeah.
Guys, we're running out of time.
That's a great discussion. Thanks,
Oh
Alex.
yeah, I can't wait
Yep.
to see what'll happen next. This is
Yeah.
fun.
Bon voyage to Israel.
You bet.